All right, look at the next word, upsilon. This table suggests that the letter's pronounced like U, like in put, but the preferred pronunciation is actually like the German U, as in brute, or the French. All right. If you don't speak German or French, just pronounce it the way the table suggests. Okay. Z is the same sound as the ending of the word Bach. Bach. It doesn't sound like chair, like CH in chair, like the Scottish lock, or the German Ach. Yes, sir. Z.
It's not Kai.
No, it's not Kai. Oh, yes, it's key, yes.
What?
Key. Key, yes. All right, now, please go over the alphabet. I want to encourage you to write the alphabet. And repeat it to yourself over and over again. And the best thing that you can do is to practice it and practice it and practice it. And what we'll do next time, we got one other thought I want to share with you here in a moment. But what we'll do next time is we'll begin to look at some words and we'll look at some rules. But it will help you if you want to learn the language. It will help you a great deal to know the alphabet, to learn the alphabet. Please open your Bible, if you have one, to John chapter 1. John chapter 1. Someone read for us verse 1.
In the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God, and the Word was God.
The common word for the word with in the New Testament, actually there are two common Greek words. Meta is translated with, perhaps most often. And then the word soon. Those two words are primarily the words translated with. You'll read this most places. Look, for instance, at John 11. Someone turn to John chapter 11. And look at verse 15, I believe. I might read that for us.
It says, and I am glad for your sakes that I was not there, so that you may believe, but let us go to him. That's verse 15.
Okay, it's a different translation. All right, what I want to point out to you is that most of the time in the New Testament, if you're reading and you come across the word with in the English language, it is translated mata or soon. On very rare occasions, you'll find the English word translated with from the Greek word pros. The word pros. The word pros is a very common Greek preposition. It is found maybe hundreds of times in the New Testament. It usually means to or toward. I'm going to this place, or I'm going toward this place. If you read in the New Testament, it says, I'm going to this place, you'll find the word pros there. Or going toward, and you'll find the word, he came toward the city. You'll find the word pros. Turn to 1 Corinthians chapter 13. 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Someone read 1 Corinthians 13, verse 12 for us.
For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know fully, just as I have also been fully known.
Look at the word face, the phrase face to face there. The phrase face to face in the Greek comes from the Greek translation prosopon, prosopon. It means literally face to face, looking very closely with someone, looking very closely at something or someone. Prosopon, prosopon. Pros means to or toward. That's the way it is typically translated. This passage says there will come a day that we will see face to face. We'll be able to see very closely what we do not see now. Now go back to John 1:1 and look at the text again. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. The word with there is the word pros. Typically that means to or toward. It is the best way to explain when one object or one person is as close to another person as they can be. Face to face. Jesus, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. The Word was face to face with God. And John could have written just as easily prosopon, prosopon. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was face to face with God. And there are some who believe that maybe that's what John had in mind, that he just sort of didn't write the whole thing there. But the Word was with God. The Word was to God. The Word was toward God. The Word was face to face with God. Now that's an interesting concept. And if you don't know the word with there, if you don't know that that's not the typical word for with, you won't get the full understanding of what we're talking about there.
Is it consistent with intimate?
Yes, sir. But that's not even the best part. Here's the best part. Turn to 1 John chapter 2. 1 John chapter 2. This is where, to me, the Greek language becomes exciting. This is where you learn information that you cannot learn by simply reading the English Bible. Not that there's anything wrong with not knowing what we're about to see. But this, to me, is very exciting. Somebody read for us 1 John 2, verse 1.
My little children, I'm writing these things to you so that you may not sin. And if anyone sins, we have an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ, the righteous.
If anyone sins, we have an advocate with the Father. Pros. It is very unusual that the word with is translated pros, or from the word pros. But these two occasions, that Jesus was with the Father in the beginning, and we have an advocate with the Father. And the point I believe that John is making, by the way, the same John that wrote John 1:1 wrote 1 John 2 verse 1, I believe the point that he is making is that every child of God has an opportunity to be as close to God as Jesus is close to God. Face to face. Prosopon, prosopon. We have an advocate with the Father. You see, Jesus came into this world to draw men closer to God. He knew what it was like to be very close to God. And He provides us the opportunity to be that close to God. That's something you can't get just by reading John 1:1 and 1 John 2 verse 1. That's why I hope that through this study that you will become excited about the study of the language, and that you will come to realize, and at the close of every class, or sometimes in the middle or at the beginning, we're going to look at some words. I want to give you some words that will help you come to a greater understanding.